Today's review is on Jorge Luis Borges' Penguin publication, The Aleph. Now, before proceeding forward, a brief from our sponsors. All the books you observe were made available by the sponsors of this video, the Collectors Admiralty. The Collectors Admiralty is a project of Network for Human and Social Development, and its focus areas are cultural and social preservation. They have been active in the provision of books for library establishments in Pakistan and have so far helped 8 schools, a seminary, and NHST establish libraries in their premises, as well as make typewriters as well as other antiquated technologies available for the general public to use. The largest amongst these is the Central Library established in the Network for Human and Social Development main office, and this Central Library has 2,000 books. For more information, be sure to check out their Facebook page. Jorge Luis Borges was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina on August 24, 1899. He received his BA from the College of Geneva, Switzerland in 1914-1915. His father had shifted him and his family to Switzerland due to the neutrality of the country, as the First World War was beginning at the time. Jorge Luis Borges returned to Buenos Aires in 1921. Jorge Luis Borges published The Aleph in 1944, revising the same in 1956. The Aleph was translated into English and published in 1970. From 1955 till his retirement due to blindness in the late 1970s, Borges was the director of the National Library of Argentina. Borges was awarded the Cervantes Prize in 1979 and shared the 1961 Formentor Prize with Samuel Beckett. Borges passed away in Geneva, Switzerland on June 14, 1986. The Aleph is a collection of short stories which includes the titular short story itself, The Aleph. The stories vary in location and timelines, in the sense that the stories are in different places at different times of history. The short stories explore the themes of adventure, philosophical discourse on metaphysics, societal structures, murder, and also the urbanization and technological development in the countries which are the backdrop for the stories themselves. The various events which are described in each short story in the Aleph punctuate how these events have a cosmic impact on the events of the world. In particular, the Aleph focuses on this cosmic impact, providing a ludological perspective on how these events had rendered the owner in a state of disarray, which leads to the plot of the actual story, while also being a critique of historical acumen being distorted to suit a narrative fitting political agendas. The stories in the Aleph are a mix of historical fiction, cosmic fantasy a la H.P. Lovecraft, dreamscape writing, Latin American war stories, and detective stories of likeness to Agatha Christie and similar pulps which were published in the United States at the time. It is a precursor to the Latin American crime thriller from which we can trace the current trend of Narcos and other similar series and movies available on Netflix and other online streaming platforms. This particular publication of the Aleph also contains fiction shorts published by Jorge Luis Borges after the passing of his friend Adolfo Bioch Caceres. These short stories are especially notable in their exploration of Kafkaesque themes and can also be considered an amalgamation of influences on Jorge Luis Borges, both at the time when he was writing the Aleph and after the publication of the Aleph itself. One of the influences, in the sense, in the context of the amalgamation of influences, is how he, like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, inspired modern and contemporary Latin American writers on the global platform. The Aleph has been continuously published since 1970 as translated in English and since 1944 in Spanish. It is available in every public library as well as every major notable bookstore in your vicinity. The book seen here was donated by one of our patrons, having been purchased from readings in Lahore. This particular copy is available in the Central Library of the Collectors Admiralty, although you are only allowed limited access. You can only read it on premise and under the supervision of the staff there. These are collectors' items, pun fully intended, and thus issuance permissions are granted solely to senior officers and staff members of the project. Although at this point, it is better that you actually purchase this if you plan on reading it at your own leisure. And it is here we conclude this review. This is a must read from Latin America. Alongside Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Jose Saramago, as well as Octavo Paz. It is just as important now as it was when it was published for the first time in Argentina. Thank you for watching this video. We are thankful again for the Collectors Admiralty for their patronage and sponsorship, especially in lending us this book to review. More books are available in their central library. If you are interested and wish to support the effort, please be sure to also visit their Facebook page where they provide updates on activities they are currently undertaking. And with that, we mark the conclusion of this video. Take care, everyone.